Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project365, episode 208. Yesterday we talked about some overhead problems that we might have, and one of the things that we talked about when we were doing stuff with the crossover symmetry guys is the tendency for this upper trap to take dominance and this scapula, shoulder blade, to kind of come up and over the shoulder. When it comes up and slides over the shoulder, right, we get what's called anterior scap tipping, which basically means the shoulder blade tips like such, right? So what we were trying to do is we're trying to groove this pattern of our shoulders back and down. We're trying to activate these lower traps, these middle traps, right? So we want to have Rodrigo do here is we want him to squeeze my fingers right there. But you see how he just activated his upper trap when he did that? That's not what we want to happen. We want him to squeeze, but we want him to squeeze back and down like that so we still have nice loose upper traps here. Now, what happens is when these shoulder blades come up and over, a lot of times that'll close down what they call the subacromial space. It's this little space where some sensitive structures come down through the shoulder, and we'll get this smashing and crushing area, or crushing of materials in here, and that'll cause what we call secondary impingements, right? So what we want to do is we want to cause this distraction, kind of like I'm just doing with my hand right now, right? And then we can groove this overhead pattern with his shoulder blade. See how my forearm kind of blocks his shoulder blade from tipping up and over? We can kind of groove this pattern in the same way. Now, if we do that, obviously I'm not going to be there to do it for him all the time. So how could we replicate this with a band? And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to have Rodrigo come here, put this band around, just like he's putting on like a 5-point harness, right? You'll notice this is a pretty light band, okay? From right here, you can step out. Just give himself a little bit of pressure. You're going to notice his shoulder blades straighten up already. We want to have him concentrate on relaxing these traps at any time because the band is kind of distracting this humeral head or the shoulder or the arm bone backwards, right? We're trying to displace it actually going backwards. So then we can bring the shoulder up and we can grind or groove this pattern with the shoulders back and down, right? If this doesn't cause us pain, that's a good thing, right? We can move on to a barbell movement then. And when we do that, we're going to do the same thing. Have him, again, bring those shoulders back and down. We want to watch to make sure his ribs don't flare out. So we don't want this, right? We still want this down, nice, solid torso, but just those shoulders back and down. And then, elbows down and through, stay under the bar, and drive up. If we wanted to from here, we can increase this. We could progress it by moving from a PVC pipe to a bar, but we really don't want to go above a bar. Why? Because this is a grinding pattern motion, which we're trying to work on the mechanics of the movement, and we don't want these big shoulder movers to take over. So we don't want the upper trap and the big deltoids to take over. We want to be able to grind through this, keeping these shoulder blades back and down. This is called a posterior glide, but just think of it as these bands pushing or translating back the humeral head backwards to create more space in this region and hopefully decrease any pressure that might build up on the sensitive structures that run through there. Come on down. So guys, we're going to try grooving through that pattern, do about 6-8 reps on each cycle. Do it without anything at all. Do it with a PVC pipe, and again, if it causes you any pain, stop at any time, but if not, move up to that free barbell unweighted, okay? Till tomorrow, guys, we are optimizing function to optimize performance. See you guys tomorrow.